Dun, 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 dun. Wooter is here. Oh, no coffee. Here we are. Bart Johnson's back in the house. Welcome. It is the 1st of December, the last month of another shitty year. Here's 2021 saying goodbye, out the door a month from now. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Ben, Caleb, nice to see you.
Nice to see you too,
guys.
Yeah.
How was Thanksgiving? Happy Thanksgiving. Did you do that afterwards? Anyway.
Oh, yeah. No.
Belated
yeah, you can do it. Yeah. I know about you, Caleb. For me, fantastic. It's by far my favorite holiday. You know, it has one purpose, which is to eat food with your friends and your family. And starting Tuesday of last week, midday, it was just cooking and hanging out and food comas, and both the girls came back from college. It was really nice. So for me, it was fantastic. I loved it. It was good. Lasagna. No, Brandon, I don't make lasagna. I made 3 turkeys. So I made one full-on turkey in the oven. I made a full turkey breast, and then I did a smoked turkey. Yeah.
Busy guy. My goodness.
It's good. I enjoyed it. So how about you, Caleb? How was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. Lots of beverages. Had some of my family up a couple years ago. My dad was like, I hate turkey, and I kind of want a weekend to myself.
Yeah.
So I had my siblings up and everyone in that, part of the States. And ever since, we've been doing it at our house. So this is year 5, I think. Throwing on the Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
So it's been good.
That's good. That's the first time I've done a smoked turkey. I've done 2 deep fried turkeys before for different Thanksgivings, which are amazing, by the way. A little dangerous endeavor, but you cook like a 22-pound turkey in 45 minutes. I'm not fucking kidding you, man.
How much oil do you go through for that?
Oh, it's like, it's so much peanut oil. It's ridiculous. And you have to test it. Like, you test it with water first because the displacement is enormous when you put a, 20 to 25 pound turkey in there.
Yeah.
I was terrified the first time I did
like
it.
One of those, like a chain thing.
No, you do. You have like the special glove and you wet down the whole lawn. It was at my brother-in-law's house in Lookout Mountain, but it was fantastic. And when you take it out, it's like all shriveled and you're like, what just happened? And it's 45 minutes later, but you take the temperature, you let it rest. And if the temperature of the oil is what it needs to be, it's juicy and moist inside and you get a crispy outside. It's pretty fantastic, I have to say. But the smoked turkey.
That's how Chick-fil-A does their chicken sandwiches.
Is that right?
Deep fried in peanut oil.
Yeah,
they came up with a perfect recipe in the 60s. And it's super secret.
I deep fry in peanut oil. When I make fish and chips, that's how I do it. It works out well. I've got a double fryer ready to go. Cook the chips twice, 2 different temperatures. It's there's work. It's work. It's labor intensive.
Worth it. Always worth
it. And then have an oven at about 250 degrees Fahrenheit. We need to drink. Sorry. I apologize.
Yes.
I
was going to say, you got
I'm
what
just
looks
feeling
like
very jealous. I didn't get to enjoy this. I did have a nice Indian meal that night. So.
You're welcome to come over for Thanksgiving one year. And we will have 1 to 4 seats available at our table for you, Ben. Anytime you want, come on over for Thanksgiving.
I would love to.
Absolutely happy to have you.
I would love to come and experience Thanksgiving.
Our house is packed in terms of family, but we can find local accommodation and we'll figure it out. But we would love to have you. All right.
Lovely. Thank you.
Good. And hello to everybody in the chat. Let's start drinking.
Sounds good. What do you got there that's teasing us in the corner there, Jim?
Oh, I am having what I have now considered, I think, to be my favorite scotch at the moment. Can you see it? It's the Aberlour Abunach, or Abanach. Abunach, I think is how you say it. And it's freaking delicious. And I'm going to drink some right now.
10 or 12?
It's just a Bunach. It's a cast strength. They do like 4 batches a year. This is 122.4 proof. So I'm going to be adding some water to this one. I may have to actually go get some water because if I drink it straight, then I'm I'm going to be a mess in about 15 minutes. What about you, Caleb? I'll pour mine. I'll take a sip and then go get some water for it. But what about you? What are you having?
I was going to have this guy today.
There it is. Oh, yeah. Highland Park.
But as you might be able to tell, there's really not much going on.
It's been Caleb. You've Caleb'd the scotch. It's a half a
Caleb. So instead, going with the standbys. These are the brewery I've had them in the past. This is their IPA. It's quite delicious.
Nicest.
And another
nicest
beautiful
cans.
can.
They look so
they're
good.
The best. David's having a clover rye with sparkling water and a lime. And what are you having, Ben, today?
I'm on Talisker again this week.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There is nothing wrong with that.
It's got a little smoke in it, or a lot.
It has. It's the perfect level of smoke. It's just the right amount of smoke to get the smoke, but you don't want too much smoke because then you just get chronic indigestion.
Yeah. You know what's great is Kulela, which is smoky and sweet. It's gone up a lot in price. Oh, you should get a Kulela. Okay. It's really lovely. That's my favorite smoky. Okay. Shall we, gentlemen? Slanja.
Cheers.
Let's go. Here we go.
Slanja.
I know. It's a smoke theme today. I got to go get some water. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourself. Okay. I'll be really very quick.
So what do you work on these days, Ben?
Me, I'm doing all sorts of I've got finishing off loads of edits from probably a month ago. I'm doing some standalone editing with Jago that I work with a lot. So he's chucked a bit of editing work my way. And then some guys in Switzerland I'm doing some bits of editing and some colouring work for as well. So it's quite nice because it's stuff that I don't need to travel for. So I've got a few weeks now at home, and it's just a perfect level of really nice, like 9 to 5 kind of edit days.
Nice.
And for some reason, I get on much better with editing other people's work than I do editing my own. Because if you've shot it, I tend to be a lot more tied into it and overthinking it. Whereas other people, as you get the footage, you review it really quickly, and you just can be much more efficient, I think. So, yeah.
Do you ever have a situation where on set, you get a shot and you're like, this is going to be the best in post. You get in post.
I know what you're going to say.
And the movement is off and the timing doesn't work, but you polish that turd for days.
You are you are so invested in that shot that you have to use it somewhere, and it just doesn't fit. It doesn't work. That's exactly what I mean.
That's worse.
With other people's, it's great because you can just be brutal. You just scan through it. You can really quickly scrub through footage and go, yeah, that's great. Nah, shit. It's brilliant. Yeah. So I quite like.
You don't know that his entire identity is tied up in that one shot that you just.
Yeah. Yeah. But I find that a much better thing to do. So I've got that, and we're here till Christmas then, and that's good. And then we're supposed to be going to France. Skiing with all my UK family, which will be lovely for New Year, which will be incredible. We're all super excited about it. But then Switzerland has stopped Czechs and Brits, and we have to all travel via Switzerland. They're flying in, we're driving there. But I think you can now transit through, so that's all right. And then France is tightening up restrictions as well. So it's all that kind of slightly nervy thing to see whether we'll end up being able to go, but fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Wooter has a comment in here. Wooter, I did not get your submission for the desk challenge. I don't know why. And quite honestly, we've talked about this on the show before. It doesn't matter.
Stuff.
It doesn't.
If he doesn't interested, he just he's straight in the bin.
Unbelievable, taking the piss already. The reality is that you could send it to desk@thec47.com, desk challenge. You could send it to up your ass at the c47.com, and it would get to me, as long as it doesn't get thrown into the spam, which may have happened. Because today, I will say, and Wooter, I think what you should do is just resend it to me, or we'll figure it out and we can show it next week. We have 7 altogether, including us. So we've got 4 people who have sent their desk setups, and then we have ours. So I think it'll be fun to go through all of this. It's pretty cool. So I'm excited about it, but Wooder, I'm a little not excited that we didn't get yours. So you might have to
send it over.
Send it over. I don't think I can get it into this episode, unless maybe when we're going through stuff, I can sneak it in pretty quickly, but it's going to be clunky if I do. So, yeah, there you go. And
you want to dive in while we're
I'm thinking we're going to do it alphabetically. I started to get submissions within hours after the show last week, so I guess people just said, "Forget it. Let's just send it off." So
I bet neither of those were ours.
Yeah, no, they not even close. Yeah, well, I will tell you that the show, we kind of log on at around between 2:30 and 2:45 p.m. Pacific. I got Ben's at 1:07 p.m. today, so thanks for that. Slavic also, you pain in my ass. No, it's Gmail, so it should work just fine. I don't know. You're resending it to me. Okay, well, I'll pull up the old emails and see, Wooder, if it shows up. I've got it up here, and otherwise, for some reason, it does not like your email address. So I'm checking. We'll see if we can get it in there. Aaron Parecki, hopefully, is here. Aaron, are you here in the chat? Because that was, I believe, the first submission that I got 2 weeks ago. So right after the show.
Nice.
Wow. I did get yours, 360 grad, and I read your email. I'm not going to repeat what you said in your email on this show, because I would like to continue to have the 12 people who show up every week able to come to Cameron Flask. But I guess but hopefully I will keep checking though, Wooder.
12. Is that how many we've got this week at the moment? 12.
I don't know who this Jim guy is, Bart, but it did not show up either. What is going on? Why am I not? So we would have been already up to 9.
This happens every time, though. I feel.
I know, and I do check,
and then everyone's like, "What the heck? I sent it."
Yeah,
you need to rethink your anything at the C47.
Well, I like how Bart did mine make it. Then he says Gem, and then he repeated Jim again. Okay, good. It's ridiculous. Okay, here we go. Let's take a look at Aaron's. Okay, here we go, kids. And
let's do it.
And it's a little clunky. You sent a whole thing. I need a whole. Maybe we'll do a part 2 next week. So this is Wow. This is like
Aaron.
This is like Aaron. This is kind of like what are we doing here? Is this broadcast here? This is intense. Is that amazing. The ATEM XL or something?
Extreme.
David has a fold out food tray. Yeah. What is it? Yeah. What is happening here?
2 I would like Stream Decks at least.
At least. Yes.
Phone, tablet.
Yeah.
Very nice. Holy smokes.
It's like a hoarder's version of electronics over here. It's the extreme ISO.
Could almost launch a spaceship with that.
Yeah. I mean, everybody else is just going to be like,
Yeah, I feel we should have saved this to the last.
I'm doing it alphabetically. I feel like, what's the bird that puts their head in the sand like that? I think we should all be doing that. Who does that? One of those birds.
Oh, I don't know.
Neither do I.
Impressive.
Dude, I sent mine through on Saturday to make sure I got it done before I was out of town. Bart, come on. I'm looking. I'm refreshing here. Resend it, kids.
What are we at? What do we have? 3 people who sent it to you that haven't come through?
2 people. So Wooder and Bart.
Okay, 2.
All right, so it's not as bad as, well, it's pretty bad. All right, I'm going to keep checking here, but nothing else has come through, so it might be spam-a-lotting. It looks like Apollo 13. Yeah, for sure.
It's does.
Ridiculous. It is. I feel like maybe this is like a SpaceX. Do you work for SpaceX, Aaron? What's going on here? All right. Are we ready for the next one?
Everyone should check it out.
Yep.
It's right there on the screen.
Yep. Everybody check it out. But you haven't chimed in, Aaron, in the chat, so hopefully you're here. let's go ahead and Ben, alphabetically, you're next. Are you ready for it?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. And you can give us some explanation on this. Are you ready?
Yeah, sure.
Should I just go?
So, yeah, why not?
Boom.
So this is my room in my house that is my one little space. So it's got 3 desks doing different things. So there is, on the right, is where I'm sitting right now, which is under the C stand, which is my very basic setup, which I can leave in that corner tucked up to the wall, so I don't have to reset anything week to week. When I used to have to do this every week to reset everything, do it in the kitchen, it's a ridiculous pain in the ass. Whereas just being able to leave this very simple setup here is great. So I just have the little Amaran light on an arm bouncing into the... I used to have a nice bit of beadboard, some polyboard, but I left it on a job somewhere. So right now this is sufficing, but that will be replaced. The little arm from that cheap, crappy microphone that Caleb and I bought from Wish, but with a better microphone on it.
Yeah.
And just my laptop on a stand. And if we move on, because I think I sent you a few pictures. So yeah, then you can see the desk. I mean, there's probably a close up of that somewhere.
I'm gonna
but
go
I've got
through.
a little.
Is that it?
All right. So that's my editing desk. So that's where I'm doing normal stuff.
Yeah.
And the only things we were talking about, sort of the things that we were using. So I've been doing stills work quite a bit this week. So I've got the loop deck in the middle.
Yep.
I have the Wacom tablet on the right, which I still like for editing, and the ball mouse, which I find doesn't give me weird joint pain, which normal mice do over a period of time. Loads chargers, that sort of stuff. Monitor. I haven't got my calibrator on, so I have a monitor calibrator, which I do, and I probably once every 3 months.
Yeah.
Just to keep those two synced together. All right, and then the next one is just the where I'm sitting one, I think. There's a little bottle of lube there as well on the right, you know,
what?
for a bit of downtime.
Well, now you're negating all the comments here. It just went from very clean to very dirty. I don't even know what's going on here, but okay. Okay. Right. Next.
I am going to go back to the little bottle. That is actually Flanders Scientific. Yeah, they gave me at a trade show ages ago a few bottles of this monitor cleaner, which is actually what that is, and it's amazing.
Really?
I haven't tried it on anything else, but on the monitors, it's brilliant. Yeah, it's
I wouldn't try it on anything else. Speaking of Ben, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Fine. Move on to the next one.
And this is the one that you're sitting at now. Is that right?
Yeah. So this is how I have this set up now. So there's the R6 on my homemade, which many episodes ago when we were talking about our little Heath Robinson homemade bits of grip. I have an old hard drive metal case that has then got a spigot into it, and I can put a head on. So it's just a ball head on there. That's balancing on the windowsill. That's as far back as I can get it. And then the little gap between the bounce and the laptop.
Is that attached to a 1/4-inch nut hole?
It is indeed attached to a 1/4-inch nut hole. It is. Yeah. I had to drill the nut hole out. There wasn't a nut hole there at all.
This is ridiculous. And look at that.
The final, literally, as I was sending you those things, Katya, the cat, came and fell asleep on the mouse ball.
Wait, what's the name of your cat?
That one's called Katya.
So is it basically like cat?
No, Katya.
I know, I'm just playing around.
Katya.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay, good. All right, cool. So, the loop deck, do you like it?
Yes, and what I'd like to try is the newer one. A mate of mine works for them, and we talked about that when it was in it, and I had to play with an early one. I can't remember what it's called, the new one. It's the square one that you can completely program everything, and it's got the dials on it. It's all kind of digital display buttons, so it's much easier to... what's it called?
I don't know.
Anyway, this is the Loop Deck Plus that I have
Not
there.
Piles.
Piles? Oh, that's the one that you put together, though. That's modular,
Yeah,
right?
no, it's
Piles?
not that one.
That's different brand, right?
Yeah.
Logitech Q something. Anyway, this is the one. It's really good for stills. It is quite customizable to use in various bits of video software. My issue with it is that you need an incredible memory to be able to use. So I have tried to use it for video stuff. It does work really well, and I think if you just persevere a bit and really get used to it, it'll work very well in Premiere, particularly. It does work very well, but you can remap the whole thing to like 3 or 4 different things, which is great. Yes, there you go. So I've got the Logitech Plus, which is the one on the right.
Hold on.
The one on the left. Okay, yes, the Logitech Plus CT. I was thinking QT. The one on the right is the one I have. It's very good for Lightroom. It's brilliant if you're doing huge bits of it. So for the next 4 or 5 days, I'm doing masses of image editing, and it's fantastic for that. It really, really speeds your workflow. And it would certainly do the same thing within Premiere as well. You just need to give it the time. And I always was saying that the best thing with it would be if you could somehow have like stick-on overlays for the different submenus, so you knew what it was doing. And that's exactly what the CT does. So it actually tells you what those buttons are doing, rather than you having to try and remember what button C3 is mapped to in a particular piece of software. It's really cool. It's a good thing, really good thing. So I'm looking forward to trying that one out at some point soon. It's like all these things. You just need to give it time. It's the same even when you buy like a tablet, the graphics tablets. You need to give that time for that to feel right, for that to feel normal. It takes a little while, but speeds you up in the end.
Okay. Well, here it is. It's like War and Peace.
Get out of here with your fancy.
It's like War and Peace. It just came through. What a pain in the ass. I'm gonna have to. I just tried to create this as fast as I could. Some things in Ecamm are very easy, and some things are not. But here we are. So this is the C47 Desk Challenge. Come back in about an hour. I don't know how long this thing is, but I know that the file itself was over 40 megs.
What?
So what's going? Well, let's see how many pages. Okay, here we go. It's not that many pages. Here we go. Let's go, Bart. You're up. What is going on here? Holy cow! That's a couple of screens you have in there, for sure. Jeez, I'm just trying to take it all in. Mac Pro. And I'm just trying to take
subtle
this
flex.
all in. Yeah, let's see. Well, let's see when we go in. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Whoa. You have to take a screenshot. I can't. My teleprompter is so far away. I need a magnifying glass. What's going on here?
Mac Pro.
Yeah, read this for us.
3XL 27-inch 4Ks.
Give us the big items.
A bunch
the
of
big
random
items.
drives, audio. There's a ton of various items, microphones, gear, control and peripherals. That's about this is usual stuff too.
It's unbelievable.
It's got a UPS, gadgets and toys. Goes through a lot of things, including Iron Man Arc Reactor Mark 1. And Avenger Soulstone replica. The desk itself, four parts. So that's wow.
It's a lot of
amount of effort that went into this. Props.
It does,
man.
You don't need any lights with the amount of screens. Oh my god!
Look at all this stuff.
It's insane. Oh my god! I don't see a drink though. Okay, let's see.
A UPS might need a little bit of a little breather.
Yeah. Oh my god.
You might need some air. That's insane, man. Love the Marvel, love the Star Wars, the tiny C, whatever that is, C.
Cap America.
The headphone holder. That's great.
There's a lot of stuff happening here.
There is a lot of stuff, and it's all very neat and tidy. See, mine looks untidy, and I spent 2 hours tidying it before I took those pictures.
Yours is immaculate. Look at this.
Wow.
Okay.
My wife Cassie, love the hack, the stuff, the readers underneath the
yeah. That's super
the
cool.
desk.
Yeah, it's intense.
Very nice, man.
What's the yellow thing next to the mouse? Another mouse?
That looks like it's a charger. It looks like for a Magic Mouse, which I got to take points off. I don't know how people use the Magic Mouse. My wife does, so I think she's in the chat too. No offense, but that thing sucks.
Tell us how you really feel. Look at this.
They look pretty, but
yeah, I'm kind of bummed that Wooters hasn't come through though.
I like how he has Time Machine, iTunes Library backup, and photography. Like the music gets the backup, but not the other stuff.
Yeah. Who cares about the? Is that the one, by the way, when we're talking about the Magic Mouse? Is that the stupid thing that
it's the Apple mouse,
that the charger is underneath it?
Yeah,
is that the original?
Why he has
so you basically have to turn it upside down and make it a dead mouse or something, and then you have to. Yeah, it's. Yeah. Okay. Well,
maybe that's what that thing.
That's Johnny Ive's biggest fail.
My headphones, my AirPods were like, 69%, both ears, and then they
I can't even get my AirPods to connect right now, and my trackpad, which I haven't used, by the way, for a long time, but it's great for my setup here now. So it came out of retirement, but something's going on. We're not hating the Magic Mouse, Cassie. We're just saying the charger thing is ridiculous. I like it.
I look like an alien. I look like Star Trek meets.
We all do. I look like what's his name? Bot. What's his name? Lobot. I mean, we're basically Caleb and I are just versions of Lobot, essentially. And Bart will get
pretty much there, man.
I'm pretty much there.
And Bart get a tan, and you're done.
Somebody actually asked me to do it. A friend of mine was doing some like Christmas card or something. And he wound up doing it himself, and he does not look like Lobot. I'm so glad. He's like, would you mind sitting in a bathtub with like? I was like, no. Everything about this is wrong. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, exactly. So let's go to Caleb now. You ready, Caleb?
Sure.
That's why I left the East Coast, Northeast. Here we go. And this is not where you are right now, correct? This is your edit station, or what's the deal?
Right. So this is like my actual office. So where I am right now is like this separate room just for streaming.
Yep.
And this is my office, IKEA desk, sit stand. And you'll notice I try to keep things fairly minimal. So there's actually no speakers here. So I actually just use headphones when I need to. And I believe it or not, I use my MacBook speakers for everything else.
Yeah,
because they're that good, and for just
the new MacBook speakers are great. They're really
good. Yeah, and so I'll throw headphones on when I need to. So you can jump to the next photo.
Yes, sir.
This is like a hacked together like Visa mount laptop stand. You can buy all these components on Amazon for like super cheap. So I have that just off to the side, and then in the next photo. Think.
Love this
thing.
Ooh. Come on.
Everywhere where I'm gonna sit down and set my laptop, like I've got one right next to me right now, got one in my office, got one at home, at my home office, and then got one for our server setup in my assistant editor, because it is just the best. One cable goes to your, guys know how it is. It's a docking situation, but you get Thunderbolt pass through, multiple USB-C, a audio interface,
Ethernet
reader.
It's got tons of ports in the back too. It's like insane.
I think.
Oh yeah, no, it has display port in the back. It has everything.
I've had a lot of docks, and usually they fizzle out after a year or two. This thing has been a beast.
This is hands down the best dock for a
really small.
Yes. Yeah. So a beast.
That's that. Next photo. So this is kind of underneath or behind my laptop. The taller black object is just a super cheapo 8 terabyte drive. And me and my assistant editor have one of these. And there's also, at home there's a different server, but this, the way we do our projects is everything every project goes on an SSD, a 1 terabyte SSD, so that we can, edit it quickly. It's super fast. And then that gets archived to the server, which is a whole other thing I'm not going to get into. But I use Carbon Copy Cloner, which is an amazing backup software, Mac OS. And every time we plug those drives in, we're prompted to back them up. So if something goes haywire, I have a backup. My editor has a backup. And that's just awesome. It also acts as a time machine backup. So, if something goes nuts, we have multiple backups throughout the studio. The smaller black box is a 10 gig to Thunderbolt. That's how I interface with the server. So Cat 7 runs around the studio, and we both can edit off it for giant projects where, my guides, that'll be multiple terabytes. So we just use the server for that, and then archiving all the projects on that. So next photo, LG 5K display. I mean, it's phenomenal. It's the same panel that's in the iMacs, the older iMacs. I don't know about the newer ones. Nothing to complain about there. And the next photo, peripherals and a really messed up mouse pad. So keyboard is IKBC. It's actually made of aluminum and steel. So I have, every time someone visits, I have them I just say, pick up the keyboard. And they just start laughing because you go to pick it up and nothing happens. You actually have to kind of put your back into it.
Yeah.
But we interface with keyboards all day long. So I'm a big fan of getting a really nice one. So, and it's got custom keycaps that are their SA profile for anyone who cares. And man, makes a big difference.
No lights here, Tommy.
Switches.
Move along, Tommy.
Yep, nothing to see here, Tommy.
Nothing to see here,
and
Tommy.
Then,
no lights.
The mouse is a bit gamery, but I swear by these things. Every area, I've got one right here, got one at home, got one in that office.
So
it's the
I'm intrigued
Logitech.
by this.
Yes,
I was because I'd watched a couple of videos about people using gaming mice for Resolve and being extremely useful, and I'm seriously tempted. Although I do like the ball thing that I had going on. You like, obviously.
Oh yeah, I hate wireless mice. I do. I also really enjoy first-person, shooter games, and I can't do a wireless mouse. The latency makes me nuts, and you got to charge it and all that. They're always heavier because there's a battery in them. So this is the Logitech G502. It's a legendary. If you're professionally gaming, this is usually what they use.
Right.
It's like $50. Actually, I can show this real quick. Well, I'll show it later.
You want me to?
But you program.
Just tell me.
Sure, real quick, because it's amazing.
So am I going back to? Am I going back to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So here's the same mouse right here.
Yeah.
You've got buttons all over it. You can program in multiple speed profiles and macros. So this particular one can have all these buttons mapped. You can press the button and choose between 5 different completely customized setups. So you'd have one for one software, one for another. And then the click wheel here, is clicky. Let me bring this down here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Press the button. It releases a clutch. And now, oops. Is it going to... Let's let the camera... Now it'll spin infinitely.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
So it's super silky smooth.
What?
Which is such a sweet feature. So if you're on a huge page and you want to move the page slowly, millimeter by millimeter, you can do that. So anyway, love this mouse. So if you go back to the photos, I'll finish up real quick here.
Ready for the next one, or
love it, but
keep on this one?
Cord. There's this one real quick. Cord suck, but I still prefer them. So that's a bungee that keeps the cord up out of your way. So you move the mouse around, it never gets tangled up and stuff. That clock, that's 60. See a little cube with a 60?
Yep.
That thing is amazing. So if you spin it around left and right, you'll see the different numbers. You've got 5, 30, 5, 15, 30, and 60. And then when you have the number facing you, you tilt it backward, and it starts a timer for that amount of time.
What?
And I just find it's awesome. It's not very expensive either. And what's great about it is, it's just helpful. Okay, I got to bang out some email. You get distracted. So I just set a timer with that thing. or
that's great.
you know, I'm gonna like force myself to work on this script for an hour or whatever. You flip it over, or for the next 15 minutes, I'm gonna yada yada. So those are great. Notepad, and that pretty much takes care of this photo.
Okay. Quick question from Creative Video Tips. Caleb, is the G-Hub software working? Follow up. Anyone else having M1 Max issues with Logitech G-Hub? Curious if it's just me.
I'm Intel, so I can't really answer that. But on the
No,
Intel
me
side,
too.
it's working fine.
Okay.
So IKEA lamp, mic. I love that little power strip thing to get power up on the desk.
Yeah.
And then I use that iFootage tiny tripod, you know, when I'm working on cameras and testing them and stuff, and for a billion other things because they're great.
Yep.
So
just on your little power thing, I have what I've just gonna mention. We've talked about it multiple times over the years, but for anyone who hasn't caught it before, for the Europeans amongst us, I have a similar thing which I travel with as well, which gives you, I think it's 3. They do with this 5 as well, but the sockets you can put anything into it. So it's a UK, Australian, Indian. You can put any of those in. And as someone that lives between the UK and EU, that's great. And a pile of USB. So that's all I need to take. I can have one socket in a hotel room. And then you just put the adapter on for that. And then you can charge up everything. So all my chargers, all my USB chargers, everything, all off that one outlet. And a massive long cable on it as well. Because you know what it's like when you get into a hotel. I don't know if it's the same in the States. Here, still so many hotels don't have a socket anywhere near your bed or anywhere you actually want one. But they're so cheap, and I think it's called iCube, the company.
Yeah, that's right.
Brilliant.
One of those cheap things that has just saved me so much aggro over the years.
Yeah, the beard is happening, by the way, Caleb. I know I'm listening, but you're looking very svelte. I think you look you definitely slimmed down too with those giant headphones. That might be also helping. But
I know
I'm
super triggering.
I don't know.
These huge bars.
Something maybe that 6 weeks. Maybe that was a thing. Maybe I should be thinking about that. I don't know.
8 weeks.
8
was
weeks.
A thing.
Fuck that. I'm not doing that. Forget it. Excuse my language. Okay. Sorry. All right. Here we go. Oh boy. Tell us, Caleb.
Just what is the brand? Mackie, Onyx Blackjack. They don't make them anymore, so they updated it. But I love this one because it has dials on it.
Yeah,
like nice up-facing dials. So if you can find one used, do it because they're really good. And I don't know why they discontinued it. That's my audio interface.
That's sad, but yes,
the mic.
And there it is.
And then this
where
is an overproduced. This is just a thumbnail I grabbed for the live show, but this is what I'm using right now. So I got sick of this being my life every day, like this at my desk, because it's just so much stuff, as I'm sure Aaron can relate to. So those previous photos are my office. It's a day in, day out research, scripts, editing, and then this is just all the live streaming stuff. Because as all of you guys know, it's just really annoying to look at all this stuff every single day. Or at least for me personally, it's just so much stuff, you know?
Yeah.
So anyway, there's a video on my channel that covers that entire setup in depth.
Love it.
And that's it.
Very cool.
Very nice.
All right. Alphabetically, we move on to Chris Cohn. So let's go ahead and check out this setup. Here we go. Hey, the C47 gang. I'm in the midst of renovating an empty church into our new house. Oh, wow. That's cool.
That's kind of sick.
Yeah, it's really cool. I've seen one of those conversions to a residential once. It was really cool years ago. So things are scattered right now. Here's my basic desk setup before I packed everything. Regards, Chris Cohn. P.S. I have crap in front of it. What does it say?
Film camera shots would be an awesome future challenge, which they would. And we will do that for sure.
Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, I want to do that. Okay.
As soon as Jem buys Caleb a camera, we're on it.
I will. Mm-hmm. I'll send him a camera. I have one. There we go. Nice. And I think there's a follow-up picture here which breaks down stuff. There we go. So we've got a breakdown. We've got
love the lamp, Mac.
Yep. Very cool. Nice. cheap softbox. I love that. Cool. So that's ancient
I like
iMac
the red
still
desk.
works. I just like the comments. Those are even better. Like cheap softbox, ancient iMac still works, which is awesome. That's cool. I like it. All right. We move on to Dr. Clean, aka 360 grad, and let's see what he has in store for us. Okay. Ooh, we're going 9x16 on the left-hand side. Musical Youth had a song called Pass the Ducci on the left-hand side back in the day. And so that's what that monitor's reminding me of. I don't know why and where did that come from, but here we go. Let's see. And we get a breakdown on this too. All right, cool. Oh, EZO. Is it EZO or IZO? They make great monitors, by the way. Back in the day, they were the thing.
They were the ones. They were.
Nobody touched those monitors. They were the best, in my opinion.
They were one of the few that were properly color accurate, and they did photo, video monitors, and they did medical monitors.
They were the best.
That's probably still the case. Yeah.
So you get huge props for that, I would say. Are they still making monitors? Or 360, so. You're here. EZO. 360 grad is telling us how to say it in the chat. EZO.
There we go.
That's very cool. Cool. I like it.
But the table base from 1880. That's very cool. I like that.
Rad.
And I also really like the parquet floor. Like that very much too.
I do too. I do. What part of the world are you in? 360 grad when you're not traveling? Tommy, what are you taking the piss? It's pronounced EZO. It spells it exactly. Unbelievable. Ridiculous.
Brilliant.
Okay, good. Yes, the one on the right has an integrated color spider, which flips out time to time to check colors. Just by itself, just randomly. It just flips out, does its thing. Switzerland. Okay, perfect. All right, we've got a couple more here because we've got 8 altogether. Again, Wooder, I'm sorry. I don't know why yours hasn't come through. That would have been 9. But here we go. Here's my setup. You ready?
Do it.
All right. That's what it looked like outside of my barn this morning, by the way. I know it just looked good. It was nice and the fog was rolling in. This is where I'm standing. And this is my current setup.
Holy teleprompters.
No, there's only one teleprompter.
Oh, there's a monitor in the back.
Yeah, you'll see.
Got it.
Yeah. So
and that's the kill room behind.
The what? The kill room. Shut up.
Dexter kill room.
No, if it was black, maybe. Yeah, unbelievable.
Brown beef side gig.
That's called what's it called? It's called flame wrap or something like that. And there's insulation behind it. I was a little poor. Okay, I couldn't afford sheetrock. So there you go. Actually, I was going to
DP in here with all that.
Stop it. I was going to shut up. I was going to actually put sheetrock up, and when they put the insulation in and they put this wrap on, it was so quiet in the room that I just said, forget the sheetrock. So I just left it. So there you go.
Makes sense.
But it works. What can I say? It's here, and you can make fun of it for days because that's what we do.
Cassie adds plastic.
Yes,
shower
I saw.
curtain.
Yes. Hey, you
Is it waterproof,
you gotta do
dude?
something.
Can you just start
probably
nuts in there?
Yeah, let's go. That's really weird.
Sure.
I don't know what is going on here. Yeah, ready for some blood spurts, of course. Yeah, let's do it. Guys are so twisted, I have to say. Previous gen MacBook Pro. That's my main system. That's what I work off of. And there's the other side of the desk that I am. That, by the way, next to the Scotch is literally a camera flask. It's a flask that looks like a camera. So just know that.
My eyes also been drawn to the bass guitar in the right of the shot there.
Yeah, that's a short scale base because I'm a short person. But what can you do?
Nice.
Yeah.
But there's been a bit of a theme, really, with musical instruments in there. Because 360 had one there as well. The keyboard.
No, that's I leave that to Ben because he has that bottle on the table. Okay, so I don't even know what you're saying, but I'm just taking it all in. It's okay. By the way, that is one.
Tommy
that is
says left pile of mannequins.
You guys are ridiculous. That book, by the way, is one of the best books you can buy on lighting. It's called Lighting for Portraiture by Walter Nurnberg, and it's out of print, has been for ages. But if you can just pick one up.
Sorry, and you just have that book lying there, dear?
No.
On your normal desk.
Oh, yeah. You spent 3 days cleaning your office, okay? So don't give me shit, okay? You're taking the piss.
I seriously considered going and getting a
copy see?
Of
here we go. Here we go.
Archipelago to put on as a joke.
Of course you did.
The intellectual reading matter that I leave on my desk, and you've actually done it for real.
And I have a comment. I'm actually showing the book so that people can go and get it. So we are so staged. We are totally staged. Give me a break. That's what we do. NTG5 going to mix pre 6 2. That's the mix panel 150. That's just bouncing off of Dexter's wall over here to light me. Unfreaking believable. A10 Mini Pro and the Stream Deck, which is what I'm actually using right now to go through all of these scenes in Ecamm. That's actually the Ecamm presets and setup. Decimator, which is a $300 way of just flipping the image for the teleprompter, which is ridiculous. And look what's there, Caleb, on the left-hand side.
It's called the Decimator.
Yeah. Hey, I've got plastic walls, okay? So what do you expect?
I'm sure that I saw a product on Wish when we were doing that. That was called
when you go to NAB every year, there's that weird spidery thing up on the outside of the South Hall, and it says Decimator every year, and that's what it is. And there you go. He saw Decimator and bought it immediately. Go buy a light, Tommy. Come on, leave me alone. Here we go. So there's the teleprompter, 16-inch teleprompter with a 13.3-inch monitor. You would think you would get a 16-inch monitor for a 16-inch teleprompter, but that is not the way it works. That's the mix pre there. I have the noise assist on it. That's why it's so quiet now, finally. Buy a $300 plugin and things happen. And then, that's Slavic. There you go. I'm done. So that's my setup, kids, for now. And it'll change by next week because it's always changing. That's the way life is.
Cool.
Yes. But it's working for now. And I have 2 cameras, so I can do a desktop shot if I need to. I'm still working that out.
I like the cinema zoom, the Fuji flex there.
Yeah.
Subtle. Just poking around the side of the...
No, I put that on there. I was like, I might as well use it. I got it, so use it. Pat says, man, I wanted to send in pictures for this, but editing, I got, you know what this is, right? That's a tiny violin playing. I'm just
kidding. Pat,
yes,
he wouldn't have got it anyway. Why waste your time, frankly?
What do you mean? Carry on. I got everybody's except for Wooters, okay? I don't even think Aaron was here. Maybe Aaron was here, but you guys are killing me. Unbelievable.
Wooters just sitting in the room crying with the All By Myself song playing.
And then Slavic. Okay. Slavic, are you here, by the way? Because I'm not even sure I'm going to show your stuff unless you're showing up. Well, he shows, he sends me this stuff, he sends me this stuff like 10 minutes before the show. Here, sends it to me over text. I'm like, could you at least email it to me? Yeah. See, I got Bart's in. See? It's ridiculous.
There you go.
Tommy, we're just taking the piss as well. It's part of the magic of what we have here. So Slavic sent me like War and Peace over here. It's like every picture he sends to me has, a book attached to it. So here's his explanation, but I think it's worth looking at. Here we go. Blah, 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 blah. Haven't seen Slavic. Oh, there he is. Digital Filmmakers here. Okay, so Slavic has his explanation here. He's got an iMac. maybe a similar one, an ancient one that still works. Old iPhone 7 Plus on a cheap mini tripod using the Camo app along with a little mic. Setup blocks part of the monitor like the Mac dock, but this way at least my eyes are facing the other participants as I'm looking at them. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Okay, so that's is that the current setup, Slavic? Tell us. He's here. Guillermo, Memo, how are you? And then we move on, and now for a nicer look, when I'm talking to fancy people, or maybe someday when I get asked to become a permanent guest on Camera and Flask, I have this upgraded setup. So EOS R, Elgato Cam Link, Gitzo. Wondering, Slavic, how you use the iPhone 7 Plus in this, and then a Duet app because you can't sidecar on a phone. You can't? I guess you can't. Mirroring the monitor instead of... Why can't you sidecar on a phone when you can with an iPad? It's all iOS. Somebody please tell me. And then it's getting a bigger prompter this week, and then it's going to use with the iPad. Cool. All right, let's see what that setup looks like. Okay, so that's the newer... So that's the Parrot, Slavic, on the left-hand side, I guess, of the frame. And then are you thinking about having the prompter directly in front of you and looking into camera? Or what's the setup? Let me know. And then we can see Fancy Slavic when he has this. And he's looking for a C70. And then here's Fancy Slavic. There he is. You are Fancy Slavic.
Wow.
Beautiful.
There he is.
What a man.
What a man.
A wistful look.
He is. What a man. What a man.
What I would like to know, I have a question. What are the speaker stands that you had on your desk there? I need some.
Is this for Slavic? It's a question for Slavic?
Yeah, for Slavic. Yeah, he had some nice looking stands that just angled up his desk mounted monitor speakers. Makes a big difference for the higher end.
It's hard to find some good speaker stands.
It is. It really is.
I had to find a guy on eBay who's good.
No, I was going to say because it doesn't. It just needs to get them to the right angle, and some of them are just too small, and those looked about perfect. So yeah, let me know.
I found this guy on eBay selling, like, he would cut wood into these.
The pause was the funniest part of it. Yes.
Yeah. I was like, how do I explain this? He was selling these kits. And you would just, he would mail it to you, and you would attach the different parts, and you would have... The problem with the angled ones is you'd have to angle them pretty far to get it up to ear height.
Yes.
So I was looking for, like, a stand this tall that looked semi-decent, and eBay, of all places.
That's it. Because you want things that are either going to... And the difficulty is, it's whether you're sitting or standing, it's getting it to that right level and finding one that either lifts them a little bit and then angles them a little bit, or is going to angle them a lot, depending on adjustables. That's what I'm after. That's what I need.
You know where I'd love to be right now?
Where you can program your desk height, but also there's like little stands for your speakers.
Yeah.
And you can program it on the keypad. So you press 1 for sitting, 2, and it would automatically like.
No, even better. You get your ears pierced. You have a little like RFID earring thing in each ear, and it automatically just moves and points to the ear.
Right.
That's
what I want.
That's the goal. That's amazing.
You know, it'd be great right now is to be sitting at that Mexican restaurant in MGM Grand, having a meal. That's where I'd like to be right now. I know that's kind of non sequitur, but.
Well, let's hope that happens in April.
Yeah, right. And they just canceled IBC.
We'll see.
I
don't know what they're
imploding. What?
Yeah, I don't know. Everyone's being silly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do it.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, we'll just say the show's on. We'll have companies spend millions of dollars, and then we'll tell them 9 days before the show that it's not happening. Just wait until it can happen, okay? I would just like to say thank you for everybody, including Wooter, who in the ether has sent something, who submitted their desk setups, because this has been the most submissions we've ever had.
It is.
And I think that it's great. It makes it so much more interesting. Nobody wants to listen to us all the time. Yeah.
At 360, that's amazing, and that is exactly what Slavic looks like. So 360 comments. Honestly, Slavic reminds me of those Czech fairy story movies from the 60s. Literally could be a prince. Yes.
He is our prince. He's our prince.
He does look like from one of those.
But he left Oregon.
Have to go look up some Czech fairy story movies now.
He told me yesterday he went into a restaurant with a family. He went into a restaurant with his family wherever he lives now, somewhere in the Midwest, and they sat there for like 2.5 hours waiting for service, and nobody ever complained in the entire restaurant. So everybody was just sort of sitting there. They were, I don't know where you moved to, Slav. Yeah, it's like Oregon. I told him he basically went from one state to another. It's ridiculous. Like in Oregon, when you go to a restaurant and you go, there was something in my food, they're like, oh, okay. And then they just walk away. They don't, that's the answer. It's like, oh, thanks for telling me. I appreciate that. And then you're like sitting there like, well, are you going to fix it? Is something going to happen? No, that's not what happens here.
But would you, a little question on that, because we have 4 minutes left, Phil, on the sending food back thing. See, I never send food back. I maybe say on the it wasn't great, but you never send it back for it to go and be adjusted by the chef and then come back. That's the most dangerous thing in the world, because that's just getting garbed in at best. Yes, that's the least bad thing that's going to happen to that food, is he's going to spit in it.
Yeah, might throw it on the floor. I like there's always a heat, and it just get like the clogs are like stomping on the steak, and then it goes back on the plate. Yeah, you wanted it more tenderized. I'll show you. Slavic, I was trying to. Slavic, anyway, you were just relocated. I was trying to protect you, and now you're telling everybody where you are. Jeez, witness protection program out the window, Slavic. Jeez, man, come on.
Jem's turning into that guy who's like, China's listening right now.
I know.
By you saying Minnesota, you might as well have given them your exact address.
Well, if your name is Slavic and you live in Minnesota, something's going on, okay? Let's just be serious. Chef, it's a personal touch on it. All right, we're digressing, which is my favorite part of Cameron Flask, by the way. But it does get a little, What are we doing next week, kids?
I don't know. I gave you guys my creative masterpiece for this show, so it's on you now.
The thumbnail. Let's figure out a new challenge, and we got to get you a film camera, because we've probably got 2 of these at best in us. What is the date next week? We're fine next week. I think it's the
9th. No.
Yeah.
8th.
Yeah. We're okay next week. I think. Yeah. So.
Showing my 4 emails. That's next week's episode sorted.
Wooter, you gotta send something to me though. We gotta sort this out. Okay.
Brilliant.
Ridiculous. So I will look in my spam folder. We'll sort this out, and we'll open this up with your stuff, Wooter, next week. So send it for the 5th time right now. I'll check my spam as it comes in, and it's
360
beautiful.
grad. If by winter you mean just damp and chilly, then we could do that. But we're not quite winter over here yet in the Midwest.
We got snow early this year. It was white here when I came back.
Really? Smokes.
Which is really for this early is really unusual. Yeah.
Anything by your way, Caleb? Yet?
It snowed, but it like melted as it hit the ground a couple weeks ago.
All right.
Or flurried, but nothing solid.
360 grad says something winter themed. Yeah, we don't have a lot of episodes left for this year, and then we come in guns a-blazing for 2022.
Yeah. I just want there to be another B&H challenge. because they're fun.
You do?
But I feel I
we
just
could.
don't know what to do with that.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything.
Well, I think that the film challenge, film stills challenge is 2022, but we should get that in motion and talk about it next week. And we should come up with one other challenge. Yeah.
I think maybe I don't know if that it's still a thing there, but January sales might be a good.
Yeah, not really. It's January returns it's not a thing. Here.
Is it?
What we should do?
Yeah, ending
now.
What we should do is, whether or not you celebrate Christmas or not, we should do maybe it's not this year, but we should do a Secret Santa for each other. Go ahead.
Yes, we should do that. We talked about that last
Don't send me
week.
a mannequin.
We should definitely do that.
I don't want a mannequin. Thank you.
We could do a just favorite gear of the year.
Next year? I mean, next week? Next year.
No, like for the end of this year.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so let's look at what's the calendar?
Not like new, but not what came out. Just stuff we really enjoyed this year.
So is that
what have we done with for the year? We're probably at most doing the 15th. 2 more episodes, I would say.
So favorite gear would be the 15th. Next week will be sort of let's sort out our next challenge, which will be early 2022. And then we'll also talk about favorite gear, so somebody can remind me. And then we'll just do our top 5 favorite pieces of gear from 2021. Is that 5, 3, 7? What do you think? Ben?
What?
Caleb? How many are our top? We should just limit it.
Do we? Why limit yourself? Why? We don't need to put barriers up.
I don't know.
We can just go with it. I don't know
Talisker.
why you need to live in this box.
Talisker 10.
We can just
doesn't matter. I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
5. Maybe
Linda.
10.
Linda said, "I'm late. Have a good week." That's probably the best closer ever. Do the damn gifts video.
I gotta get going.
Gifts for Filmmakers challenge. I don't know if it's challenge, but I would like to do my favorite. But does it have to be something we've used, or can it just be something that we think is changing the industry or is going to be
just
exciting?
Something that you have really enjoyed. Just watch. You guys subscribe to Adam Savage's channel?
No.
You know Adam Savage from
yeah. Of course.
He has a channel, and he has his own channel.
I've watched a lot of his videos. Awesome. Yeah.
At the end of every year, everyone on staff does their favorite things video. Just things that they really dug that year.
Okay. Really? That's
the 15th?
Have to be
new, nothing like the industry did this. It's just stuff that man, in 2021, these were my favorite things.
Okay, I can
software, books, gear, whatever.
Cool.
Those Binex tests, 15 minutes. Amazing. Unbelievable. Top of my list.
What's a Binex test?
They're the stupid tests that you take that are instant COVID.
Tips. Things our wives
instant
can
COVID.
Oh.
Yeah.
Binex. I had a picture of one of the angles of my room that was stacked up with a load of those things.
You're not allowed to say that anymore. Creative video tips. Come on, that's not. You can't even say that anymore. Things our wives can buy us. I don't know. I don't think you can. Yeah, those COVID tests. That's number 1 on my list. So I think next week is new challenge for 2022, and then we are going to talk about our, lead up to our favorite things from 2021, and we should do that on the 15th. We got 2 more shows.
Boom.
Does that make sense?
Perfect.
I'm in.
Which one are we doing? Which week?
Next week is just we're going to figure out the challenge, and then 2 weeks from now is going to be our, favorites. Whatever. And do they all have to be filmmakers or filmmaking, or can they be whatever, Caleb?
Anything that makes sense.
Top 10 places to purchase mannequins.
Ben's going to talk about motorcycles or
exactly
bicycles or something. That doesn't make any sense.
Tommy's new video, how to light a mannequin with 3,000 lights. Can we PDF this? Yes, of course. Everybody is welcome to send in. Wooter, you better send it 27 times right now. But you can send in your favorites. I would say 16:9 PDF, 1080 resolution, 72 DPI. That's just too much information. But just keep it simple. Don't send me an email like Slavic did with like 17 images and text that I have to extract and then build a slideshow. That would be great. Just taking the piss. Top 10 photo locations currently closed because of the thing you know. That's ridiculous.
Your country 360. Your country. Not letting me in, not letting anyone in. And I need to go there
on
now.
that note.
Okay, let's wrap this up. It's time. We are 5 minutes over, everybody. It's been a great show. Gentlemen, love you. And I'll see you next week. And everybody
Sounds
else.
good.
Have a good one, all.
Yes.
Good night,
all
goodbye.
The best. Good night, goodbye, and thank you for participating, and we'll see you next week.